This man is one of the 4 faces on Mount Rushmore. This man built the Panama Canal. This man knows 6 languages. He was the first president to win the Nobel Prize, the first prize awarded to an American. He's the only president to win the Medal of Honor. Am I whetting your appetite yet? He wrote 35 books. He was the first president to invite a black man to the White House for dinner. He was the first president to regulate big business and break up monopoly trusts. He was the first president to recognize labor unions. Blech. He created 5 national parks. He created 18 national monuments. Do you have a clue who I'm talking about yet? He created 51 bird sanctuaries. He put 230 million acres under the federal protection, or 1/5 of the country preserved for future generations. That is bigger than France, Holland, and Belgium combined. He advocated and pushed for old age pensions, for which we are all thankful. I would like now to introduce our guest, who is a Republican, is a very good friend of our executive director, Jim Kreider. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand, I give you the 26th President of the United States, Theodore Teddy Roosevelt.
See you all. Bully, good morning. Whoa. Well, you know, I'm 153 years old this October. But, as you know also, age is just a number. It's all about attitude. Yeah. I feel as strong as a bull moose. I gotta tell you a story. I'm an avid hunter, as you well know, and naturalist. I went to Mississippi one time, and they were going to take me on a bear hunt. Well, we didn't have much luck. We hunted all day, walked miles, no bear anywhere. So, of course, I'm the president, and the boys go catch this old gray bear, and they tie him to a tree, and they bring me over and say, "Mr. President, shoot your bear." I said, "That is outrageous. I will not have no part of such thing. Where is the honor in shooting a tied-up bear?" Well, this is America, you know. It made all the papers across the nation, and a fine entrepreneur said, "I'm going to make me a stuffed bear." in honor of the event, now we have the teddy bear. So, I'd like to present this to Madam President Powers as a token of my visit here today. Where is Director Kreider? Well, knowing him, as I knew him as Speaker of the House, he's probably out there making some big deal for you. Like the tax cuts for retirees. Those kind of things. He's a sight. You know, he's a lot like me in a lot of ways, though. I always had a saying, in any moment of decision, the best way is the right way, the next best way is the wrong way, and the worst way is no decision at all. Or as your director puts it, better to ask forgiveness than permission. Or as a 1980s car executive said once, lead, follow, or get out of the way. Bully. Bully. So one of my greatest accomplishments, as you may know, and in my mind, is the building of the Panama Canal. At the time, it took about $40 million to get this project started. And of course, the blessing of Congress. Well, they drug their feet, and drug their feet, and drug their feet. So, this canal was important to our national prestige and our national security. So I just did it anyway. I thought, instead of debating the canal for 50 years, I would just let them debate me for 50 years. During my presidency, there was a thing called big company trusts. They were getting bigger and bigger. Monopolies. And the poor man was suffering. The everyday person was suffering. Well, I firmly believe that every man in America and woman should have a square deal. I said at that time, and I believe it true today, the power of the mighty industrial overlords in this country has increased with great strides, while the methods of controlling them and checking abuses remain practically impotent. Of all the forms of tyranny, the least attractive and the most vulgar is the tyranny of mere wealth. So I sued them. The Supreme Court ruled in my favor and we broke them up. And government regulated them. I am and was determined that every American have a square deal. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I did support old age pensions. Fair labor practices.
Yeah.
Fair taxation.
Yes.
And I regret to say I just started it. But I'm happy to say that my cousin, Franklin Roosevelt, was a great admirer of mine. And went ahead and finished the job and got it started. So with that I say, bullet. We are all aware of that we are at war and that we have a great national debt. Debt can be a big, heavy weight around the neck of a nation, or an organization such as MRTA I challenge you all to sacrifice. All of us should sacrifice to reduce these debts and make things strong again. Madam President Fullerton, here is my sacrifice today. A check for $500 to the building fund. Thank you. I guess you all realize this is why we have a string on these type of glasses. Especially with people like me who are always animated. Your director has told me how strong you are as a lobby. He's told me how successful you have been in protecting your retirement and making sure your retirement security is not diminished. I say to you, bully. He tells me of the great criticism you have taken from a certain gentleman from Cape Girardeau who says you teachers do not know how to read. Well, I asked him, where did he learn to read? I have heard that when they call the roll of the Senate, he really does not know whether to answer present or guilty. I was also informed that you were called alarmist when you're trying to protect your funds from being taken over by a state. And I say to you, once again, bully for you. Now, I want you to remember this. When the legislature convenes in January, it is not the critic that counts. Not the man who has told how the strong man has stumbled or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit actually belongs to the man in the arena whose face is marred with dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause. Where at best, he knows the triumph of high achievement, and at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his soul will never be placed, where his place will never be amongst those cold and timid souls that neither know victory nor defeat. You hang in there, MRTA. My hat is in the ring with you.
Mr. President lost his glasses again. Thank you.